You know, years ago, I used to train beginning recruiters. You know, little puppies who'd never done the job before, eager, wanting to do the right thing, and who would always ask me, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? Kind of like a big sheepdog. They'd be lovable, and you'd like them, and they want to do the right thing, and they get on the phone and sound horrible. And they get off the phone all sorts of depressed. I did a terrible job on this one. I pat them on the head and say, that's okay. This is your time to make some mistakes. I'm going to give you a list of firms to call. And I want you to practice saying what I tell you to say. And, with time, you're going to get better. It's not going to take you long, but it's going to, you're going to have to make your mistakes and, get used to the fact that at the beginning, you just don't know what you're doing. And when you interview job applicants, I'll give you some basic questions, but at the end of the day, you don't really know what you're doing. So you're only going to get basic information, excuse me. And from there, I'll send you back for more. So they would do that, and eventually they become more confident, and they could get further down the interview chain, or if they were doing business development, they could get further into asking questions because they were learning along the way. And from those experiences, they would start to develop more confidence and more expertise. You know where I'm going with this one, folks? I'm talking to you. There are times you've just got to make your mistakes. So I want you to call firms and talk with them about opportunities. Don't start with the A organizations that you want to really work for. Start with the C's, the one you really don't care about that much. Just get on the phone, call them, talk to the hiring managers, make your mistakes, and get better. It's not going to take you all that long, just like it doesn't with these people. With the rookie recruiters, they didn't know the field that they were even working in. So they had to learn, for example, technology recruiting. They had to learn, the terminology for technology. You wouldn't have to do that, would you? Of course not. But you might have to learn the sales stuff, just like they had to learn. And it doesn't take long, but you start to get better as you start to have more successes. So that's really my advice for you. Start getting on the phone. Start calling people. Just introduce yourself. Tell them what you're trying to accomplish. Excuse me. And start to promote yourself. Start getting information out about you, reaching out to people, asking for advice, making your mistakes. Yes, I want you to practice before you call, just like I would with the rookie recruiters, but I fully expect you'll become fearful like most people do at the beginning. And then, after the call, you go, oh, that was awful. That was terrible. And I'll ask you to ask yourself, what could I have done better? Where was the mistake? How did it break down for me? What can I do differently next time? This is the learning process. You see, you've been trained out of this industrial mindset to be perfect, and you're not, and you won't be. But I want you to start getting better. The only way you can get better is through practice, repetition, making your mistakes, and not really worrying about the consequences, because what's going to happen? Do you think this hiring manager is going to say, hey, I spoke to this one, he's an idiot? You think he's going to say that to you? Do you think she's going to insult you over the phone and go, what is wrong with you? Of course not. Of course not. So what are you afraid of? Just start talking to people like rookie recruiters who are 20 years old and know less than a door, and just start making your mistakes. You're not going to make many, and the basic mistake you're going to make is going to come from your fear, and the way you overcome fear is through practice and repetition. So practice, repeat. Practice, repeat. Get better at things, and lo and behold, you're going to start to have great conversations with people. Again, do you expect it to be your first call? Probably not. Do you think you'll get better by your fifth or sixth call? Probably. Are you going to be perfect? No. But with time and practice, you will be getting better. I hope you found this helpful. Lord knows, there was a time where I was 20 years old making cold calls, and here a lot of years later, I'm pretty good at it. So you start learning, you get better, you'll make a lot of money, you'll get the kind of jobs you want. Have a great day. Take care.